So this question came in on Morning Call on Tuesday, so do sign up in the description if you want to send over any questions. And Gary says, do you think between Boris Johnson's outrageous resignation on his list and now the bizarre anachronism of MPs trying to hold Lord Cameron to account as he leaves the Foreign Office from the Lords, Labour will be inspired to make either reforming or replacing the House of Lords a manifesto promise? What do we think, Anoosh?
Yeah, I mean, this is a good question because Labour sort of briefly dabbled with, oh yeah, we're going to scrap the House of Lords. That's kind of fallen down the list of priorities now. If you ask people in the Labour Party, they will say, oh, well, that's not a first term projects and, mumble. They could use this as an attack line for Cameron coming back, but I don't know if it's a little bit technical for, the general voter.
So my take on this is that Labour may try and go down the route of constitutional reform with the House of Lords or with voting reform, which is something that members are quite keen on. Even the Keir Starmer has said that he won't. I don't think David Cameron being appointed to the Lords to be Foreign Secretary is going to be the key thing that swings it. And actually, there is precedent for this. Peter Mandelson was a minister in the Lords. It's actually relatively recently that we've had this idea that you have to be an MP. He is going to be held account by the Lords. The Foreign Office is going to be held account by Minister of State, Andrew Mitchell, who will answer questions in the Commons. And obviously Cameron will appear before select committees as well. So there is that chain of accountability. You can ask questions about the process of which he was ennobled very, very quickly. And obviously I think a lot's going to come out about his interests, places, the organisations he's been working for, possible links with other companies. We know about the Greensill scandal. I think that's going to continue. There's going to be scrutiny on him as an individual, which actually, if I were David Cameron, I might think twice about.
Yeah, exactly. And if I were Labour, I'd probably choose that line of attack more than the, he's in the Lords, therefore he's not held accountable in the same way as, this minister, because it just is too much to say.
Yeah, drill down on his interest, really scrutinise.
Yeah. And that is one of their themes. The cronyism theme is one of their things. So
it's a theme they keep trying to push quite explicitly. Yeah, it's interesting. The question uses the word anachronism. I was speaking to one former cabinet minister, and he basically described it as a slap in the face to the House of Commons. He said Cameron and Sunak have no principle in their body.
Wow,
and
this is someone who wanted to be Foreign Secretary.
And even Lord Carrington, who was Thatcher's Foreign Secretary during the Falklands or just before the Falklands, was seen as an anachronism at the time.
Yes,
bearing in mind Lord Carrington was actually a hereditary peer. So it was slightly more anachronistic than David Cameron.
I mean, there is something quite Victorian about it, like, the former Foreign Secretary, Lord Palmerston. And
other countries have people in the cabinet who are not elected to the legislature. Like in America, the cabinet is just appointed by the president and they don't have to be senators. In fact, they're not senators or representatives. And I know that you can't make like-for-like comparisons, but I don't think it is intrinsically undemocratic to have a leader who is, I was going to say democratically elected leader, which obviously Rishi Sunak isn't, that's a whole other debate. But once you've decided who the Prime Minister is, using your system of democracy to say that person can choose ministers according to sort of however they like, and as long as they're held to account in the Houses of Parliament, that's fine. I'm relaxed about that. Yeah. Maybe I'm really anachronistic, I don't know.
No, I think within the system, they've not broken any rules. Therefore, if you have a disagreement with this, you have to have a disagreement with the system itself. And therefore, you have to suggest how you're going to change it. So the question for Labour is you can't just criticise the fact that Lord Cameron is in the Lords, because that's allowed. You have to criticise the Lords itself and therefore propose an alternative.
Thanks so much for watching. We'd love to know what you think. Please make sure you leave your comments below. And if you enjoyed watching this podcast, you can watch more of our videos on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe.